Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. You should telekinesis. Get it? Oh, the way you hovered your hand for a second.
Yeah.
This is like, are you going to show me your secret power?
Nope, not today.
Right?
That would be a vulgar display of power.
Like, look. So we all know, what is Dagda? What is Dagda? Dagda is a god, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good God.
Okay, he can be a good god, but
The good God.
what do they say is next to godliness?
Cleanliness?
And so you can't be a god.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You're not a dirty person, but you're a hoarder. Well, you're not a hoarder. You make nests. You make nests.
Okay.
You make nests.
Homing nest.
Homing nests?
Never mind.
It's probably something dirty.
Orgasmic meditation.
Oh, no, thank you. No. I've got my brunette here, I've got my blonde there, and I've got my redhead there. Those are my homing nests. No, thank you. No, I swear my brain is firing on half of a cylinder because between doing the work of 2.5 people at work, I do it with a smile. And then the wildfires all around. Well, we're covered on 3 sides with wildfires.
Mm.
So, and even though I know you
I
can't.
brought marshmallows. It's fine.
Don't let my partner see them.
Yeah.
I was telling the story this weekend about the one time that I had marshmallows hidden in the house, and he found them because we'd used the spices that were in front of it, and I'd forgotten to move it. And he was just like, "Why? This is evil!" And he just got like really upset. And he goes, "You should." I was just like, "You know what? What were you doing snooping around?" He looks at me. He goes, "They were at eye level." I said, "To you, not to me. To me, they were hidden well." And you know what? They'd been there a while too. And he was just like, ugh. So the other person that was at lunch with us goes, I was like, look, I hit it as high as I could. And she goes, so what'd you do? I was just like, he made me mad. And I ate it in front of him. And she went, oh, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. I put it in my mouth and went, I was like, it was great because he started gagging. My partner, he cannot explain it. He cannot stand marshmallows. They're evil. They're rotten. Get them away from him. And I'm just like, dude, it's literally just sugar.
Yeah, basically.
But I think there's something that happened when I'm imagining because he has an older sibling who's just a terrible shit. I don't like the individual at all. And I imagine that older sibling that at one point, like they tried to roast marshmallows and his older sibling was like, look, it's alive. It's growing. It's going to get you. Either that or he watched Ghostbusters when he was really young and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yep. I don't know. No, the gal who was at lunch with us, she goes, yeah, why were you snooping around? And he goes, I wasn't. He goes, and it's true. I'd used up the taco seasoning, I think. Because I used to just do the taco seasonings in the packet. They were all standing up and it was hiding behind that. But like as high as I can reach, that's eye level for him.
Yeah.
Dirty tall bastard. But anyways. So yeah, I got to hear how evil I was bringing marshmallows into this house. Everybody at the table laughed. But what was interesting is I went to one of my favorite local restaurants, which I'm not going to name the name on this. But we went, and my server, who's been my server there for 20 plus years, I hadn't seen her for a while because we haven't been going as much since COVID. We work different schedules, everything. So I'd said to the server who's been there at the restaurant for about 10 years, because she's been my server before, she does a good job. And I said, look, I've got this crazy question. Is Corey here? And she goes, yeah, she's working right now. And I'm like, she went and told Corey, she was just like, you have this lady here who's like, you've been her server for like 20 years and she thinks you're the bee's knees and you're fantastic and everything else. And Corey came over and she did not look. I know I don't look my age, but she really doesn't look her age. She's like 38 and she looks like she's 25.
Mm.
You know, and she's lost a ton of weight, so she's not skinny, but she's lost a ton of weight. I'm like, girl, you look fabulous. And she's like, no, I don't. I'm like, stop. You really do. I was just like, I was like, you've been my server for what, 25 and a half years she's been there. She has been working there since she was 13 with, I'm guessing by the way her manager talked about it, because her manager saw this interaction and he came over to check on us.
Mm.
And I told him, I'm like, don't ever lose her. She's like the best server you've ever had. I said, I'm not taking anything away from any of your other servers, but Corey makes it feel like you're at grandma's house or grandpa's house or uncle's house having a meal. And that's as much description as I'm going to give away to where we were.
Yeah.
Although I want the place to be very successful and be around another 80 years, you know, because I love it and I love the atmosphere. But, you know.
I've never been to that place.
You and I will make it a point to, maybe we'll go next week or the week after.
Mm.
Maybe we'll go because I want to go back and see Corey.
Mm.
And if you've never had their food, it's fan-fucking-cat. You thought yesterday was pretty good, right?
It was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I think theirs is better. So it was an interesting weekend overall.
Yeah.
You know, meeting new people, having good meals. And it was funny because sometimes you forget when you're in your hometown, right? And when you're in your hometown, and depending on the type of person you are, people may very well treat you differently. And it was funny because we're at this restaurant because it was a first time meeting.
Yeah.
And so we're at this restaurant and one of the individuals says, we've been here a while. Do we have to, they're probably going to want us to move on. Where are we going to go from here? Because they knew that there was a Starbucks down the way. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we're fine. And they look at me and they go, what? I was like, trust me, we're fine. I was just like, people who are from this hometown. And I was like, and there's a lot of us who kind of know each other by the by. And I said, whether it's the industry we work in or it's we're neighbors or whatever, I was just like, but you get known in hospitality services for your behavior to customers and your behavior at restaurants and all of that around here, because there's not a lot of them that are still existing for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they have just gone so quick since COVID.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know people, but I know people. And I was just like, we're causing no harm, no foul. I was just like, it helps the restaurant looks good. We're being well behaved. We're generous with tip. Trust me, that individual was generous with tip. And I said, we're okay. You know, I was like, if we're still here come dinner rush, I was like, then they'll probably say something.
Yeah. But
otherwise, no. I mean, we were there longer than our server worked. She had just started her shift when they had arrived at the restaurant, and she left for the day before we did. But it's kind of interesting when you are in that hometown environment and you've seen these people before, and you've seen them, whether it's if you're in your hometown and you work in your hometown and you live in your hometown and you have your whole life, it's kind of interesting how you end up crossing paths with people. And sometimes you see them on their best day and sometimes you see them on their worst day. Mm-hmm. And I literally was people watching because we were at a restaurant just down the road from work. And like, I'm sitting there, I'm enjoying the conversation. All of a sudden, middle finger would come up to somebody walking down the street. They'd see who I was and they would cover their face and cross the street or walk faster. And one of the individuals was like, who was that? I was like, that motherfucker just stole out of my shop the other day.
Yeah.
You know, but there was also that flip side where you see the people who are really good as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird because they've moved a lot.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, they've moved. They've lived in a lot of states and a lot of different places. Italy, Japan, Florida.
Fuck those people.
Yeah. See, yeah, exactly. But Arizona, Washington, Virginia, California, all over the place. And it's really interesting because she very much was like, when her and I were talking about it, I'm like, it's a hometown vibe. I was just like, and you can have it anywhere you go. I was just like, when I went to Lake Lotawana, Missouri, I felt so at home. Like, I hopped in the golf cart. I went up and got my coffee every day from the little corner place before you get into where Lake Lotawana's private residents live and everything. I was just like, look, I was paper thin from moving there because I had found a duplex that was reasonable, and it was like, the prices are ridiculous back there. I mean, like, it was it was at a time in life where I was really struggling with some stuff.
Yeah.
And, so when I looked at this 1,200 square foot, 2-bedroom duplex with 2-car garage, and that's how their duplexes were attached, were by the garages.
Yeah.
I'm just like, $950 a month? What?
Yeah, that's unheard of around here.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been a few years as well, but it was just like, and I remember I was talking to somebody and they're like, they don't have an opening. And they're renting now for 6 months out. And I'm like, because I thought about, like, what if I just stayed one more month? I was there for a week. What if I stay a month? Would life feel any different? Would it become any different? And then, of course, I thought of Mama D.
Yeah.
And I mean, first I thought of my mommy, and I'm just like, hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy. First I thought of Mommy, and I thought, she'd be okay. As long as I was happy, she'd be okay. As long as I came back and saw her within 3 months. And then I thought about Mama D, and I thought about you, and I thought about Chuck, and I thought about everybody, and I was just like, man, I just can't leave my whole world behind. Now, if everybody was gone, I'd go where all my friends are. I would go where all my online friends are moving, which happens to be like Alabama, Borden, Jacksonville area. I'd go. I'd drag you with me. We talked about you this weekend, so it was funny.
I don't think I would ever want to live in Alabama.
Why not? Don't you want to enjoy the Alabama Slammer?
I spent several months down there.
Well, it was...
And that's in the Huntsville area.
Is it a better area? Or?
So there's a lot of big industry in that area, and a lot of colleges. So like Raytheon is based out of there. A couple other.
That's a computer thing, right?
It is
a parts thing, right?
Military supply.
Okay. I'm thinking of radon. Never mind. Well, so the people we were with were just like, you guys can fly down anytime. We'll make time for you. I don't fly. I don't ever want to fly again. I hate flying almost as much as I hate.
I painted the fool that puts gin on a plane.
That's right. Like B.A. Baracus, man. You would have knocked my ass out. Just the experiences it's one of those things where the experiences were so horrible, but then at the same time, I'm like, I lived.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Did you die?
But yeah, I know exactly. But did you die? But it was funny because my partner had said she wants to travel by ground. She has this dream of her and me and her best friend all like driving around the States and in a motorhome and doing that. And I'm like, that's kind of the idea. But I was just like, part of it is not just doing that, but it's visiting these other places and everything. I was like, except for Niagara Falls. We're not doing Niagara Falls ever. And then I was telling them the story about how much you hated going to Niagara Falls.
It was the whole sort of, I was pissed off. There's a lot of water. Let's fucking leave.
Yeah.
That was my response to Niagara Falls.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. So we'll never do a Niagara Falls because it was like the time, the money, the rudeness for nothing.
Yeah.
It's water. Wow. It'd be different if you were there on a day somebody was going over in a barrel or something, maybe. And you hadn't spent all the time and the money to go there and everybody was just rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have another friend who lives in Indiana and they went to Niagara Falls and I'm just like, pretty sure his reaction was the same as you. That's a lot of water.
Yeah. Yours would probably be worse because you're way up looking down.
Oh, no, thank you.
So.
I remember being a kid going to the Grand Coulee Dam with my dad and stepmom and siblings.
Did you see the laser light show there? Or did they?
You don't have.
When they went there.
I don't think they had it. I was gonna like, do you know how many years ago that was?
I went there as a kid and they had the laser light show, although I was like 10 or 12.
I was younger than that when we went to, when we went that way. I was younger than that. I was between 5 and 7, so I don't remember anything other than God, please don't let us fall. That's all I remember.
Yeah, because you're on the lookout spot. You're up above the valley looking across at the dam.
I had to drive across that stupid bridge by the gorge. And I literally got vertigo so bad. Psychological vertigo, I swear to Jesus, is way worse than regular vertigo, because regular vertigo, you can prepare, like you can feel it coming on and you have ways that you can deal with it. But when it's mental, it's like, when it's mental, I was driving a vehicle doing 75 miles an hour, and all of a sudden the person who was riding with me is like, Jen, 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 Jen. I'm like, I'm driving straight, I promise. They're like, no, pull over. I'm like, I can't. We were on the middle of the bridge. I couldn't pull over. But apparently I was just drifting, and it was just like slow-mo drifting. I'm doing 75 and I'm just inch by inch almost hit the barrier. I was like, oh.
Did you know that there's actually a ferry that will ferry across the river?
No, I didn't know that.
And so Zach was telling me this because I was talking about the Grand Canyon Indian tribe that lives inside of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a wagon, or not a wagon, a mule train that goes down there.
I was going to be so excited if you said wagon train, because I'm like, yes, life goal, yes.
The trail's too small for wagons, it's just mules. Anyway, he was telling me that there was a fucking ferry that is part of the freeway system, so it's free to use.
To go across the Columbia River at the gorge?
Yeah. I was like, that's actually kind of cool.
Now I want to do that too. Like, we should have a whiteboard in here bigger than.
Why's it gotta be white?
Because I can't read a blackboard. I don't have the right contents for a blackboard. Okay, I'm sorry. We had a whiteboard at one point. I have no idea where it is. But we should have one. It's like every time we think about it, we should write stuff down. The ferry at the gorge. See, now I'm gonna have to like Wikipedia that shit or something.
Yeah.
But it's the strangest thing. I've been over that bridge twice. Once going where we were going on our vacation, and once coming back. Coming back, I did not drive. Coming back, they drove. And it was so funny because the person who was with me on that trip, he just thought it was so great that I was terrified of heights. And so what ended up happening is I got that vertigo feeling like, whoa.
Don't ever go to San Francisco.
And I got that thing, and I just started listing lazily to the left. I like literally couldn't get away from it because he stayed on that lane, so I didn't have a choice but to see everything. I'm like, why do you think I was in the inside lane last time and then listed to the right? What the fuck, bro? And he was just like, it's okay. Do you want to sit in my lap too? And I'm like, no, want nothing to do with your lap, buddy. And yeah. Oh, we had to pull over so I could vomit. And he wanted to go look at it. So I'm like, you go ahead. I got within 30 feet of where you could look at things. And I literally vomited and I started shaking. And I'm shaking like so hard. And he was just like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to. Because I'd already had an experience in Colorado where I almost fell 3,000 feet. So I was just like, no. I can't. I don't want to. And he was just like, it's okay. I took one more step. I had no knees. They were jelly. I hit my knees. I was just like, you go do your thing. I'll wait right here. I'll be here when you come back. Oh my God. He took my car because he was driving. So he took my car key. So I couldn't just go into my car and run away. So, yep. And I was there on my knees for 15 minutes because I just couldn't get the strength of my leg. So when he came back, I just shuffled myself forward a little bit to a little grass patch, or I don't know if you call it a weed patch or grass patch. And I remember he helped me get up and I was fine. He was like, okay, now let's go. And I'm like, I'm not going to look at this shit. It's sometimes going across the Narrows Bridge, I'll have that same reaction. So I have to be really careful what I look at. It's not, I've had an extreme fear of heights for my whole life. And it's probably my father's fault for throwing me in the air and letting me vomit on him and then not catching me when I was a kid. I don't know. My dad's a big dude.
I mean, you vomited on him. I understand him not catching you.
Well, I was like, I vomited in his mouth. What's the big deal? I mean, I was a kid.
Yeah, and you tend to respond to fucking showers of fucking yuck, and especially in your face.
He brought it on himself. He brought it on himself. It's not my fault. At like 9 months old, I have no control over that. You're bigger than me. You're stronger than me. You're faster than me. Of course, you can toss me around like a football, you jackass. But I think where my actual fear of heights come is I was 4 or 5, and they, we have these fairs that go on. Well, they used to a lot more than they do now. They had not just like the Pierce County or the King County Fair or the Washington State Fair, they would have like the Lakewood Fair, the Tacoma Fair. They would have these little fairs that were like much smaller. Yeah. Like, like maybe they'd have animals and like 8 rides or whatever. So there's this ride out there and it's intended for young children. And it's called the Mouser.
Okay.
And so basically it's a mini roller coaster and it's supposed to remind you of Mousetrap, the board game.
Okay.
Where you go up and you twist and you turn and it's sharp turns. Well, when I was young, you're supposed to have a parent or an older sibling go with you. Now, none of us siblings are tall, but I remember my dad did. And my dad was, at the time, about 50 pounds heavier than he was supposed to be. Because they were like, there was a weight limit here.
Yeah.
And he was just like, we're good. No, we weren't good. We were not good. So we get on this little thing and it goes and it does the little spin down at the bottom and then it corks us up and then we get to the top and we're only about 12 feet in the air.
Okay.
Because I've seen the Mouser since. When I got older, I'd seen it again. We're only about 12, maybe 15 feet in the air, but it's not like you're definitely going to die if you fall.
Mm-hmm.
But so we get up and we go across the back of this track where it speeds up and it hits a sharp corner. Mm-hmm. It hits almost a 90-degree angle. Well, my dad was, like I said, a little too heavy for it. So when we hit that sharp angle, we tipped. And he had to throw his full body weight opposite direction to get us back down. And I remember very clearly, and up until his health deteriorated, he would laugh about it. He thought it was funny. He did it on purpose. He always tells me, I did it on purpose. I thought it was funny. I am not the sibling that likes that kind of shit. I've never been that sibling.
Yeah.
I'm not a adrenaline junkie, a thrill rusher. I want to be the good kid. And so he's always told me all my life, he's like, I can't believe you remember that. I'm like, oh, I remember it because I started screaming bloody murder. And I remember when we got done, the ride operator was just like, I'm so sorry. I think my thing had a malfunction. But my dad swears that he did it on purpose. And I remember when we tipped, losing that sense of gravity because it was so fast when it happened. It's almost like having whiplash because you just lose that sense of gravity for a moment. But I remember looking down and all I could see when I looked over on the left, because it was a right turn, so we tipped to the left, I can remember looking down and seeing vomit on the ground and went, I didn't think it was vomit though. I thought it was somebody had fallen out and died. And I remember when we came back, we hit so hard, it made my ear pop. Because I was in front of my dad. And when we came back down, because his arms were stretched out, I literally hit his arm and my ear popped. And I don't know if it's because it was skin to ear contact and it made like a suction or what. But I remember thinking, oh my God, we're going to die. Seeing the vomit, which I didn't know it was vomit until like after the fact, thinking it was somebody dead. And then my ear popping. I hated my parent. And I don't hate anything too much unless, you hurt animals or children, And I remember I sat there and I was so angry. He's like, what are you mad at me for? You wanted to go on it. I didn't want to go on it. He wanted to go on it. And then I was just like, okay. My dad used to be that guy who liked to do he thought it was great to have us kids on the quad runners when we were kids. He bought quads and they were small enough. He thought they were fantastic until we ran up a tree and got stuck. And he thought one of us was going to get a broken arm. And my baby sister's crying and I'm screaming because we can't get down. We were way too young to be on those quad runners.
Yeah.
Way too young. Anyways. But yeah, no Niagara Falls. No heights. I'm good. I don't even want to go across the Golden Gate Bridge ever in my life. No thanks. I'm like...
I walked across that thing.
How long was the walk again?
It seemed like it was like 5 miles or some shit. I don't know. It was long.
So how many hours was... was it like 2 for you guys?
I don't remember. I just remember walking, getting like a quarter of the way and being like, maybe we shouldn't have done this. And then getting to the other side and being like, I kind of want to ride back. And there's like tour buses and shit that go across it.
Yeah.
But I guess the tour buses all start on the side we started on. That we walked from.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't a place to buy a ticket to get on a tour bus to go back.
You didn't even try to hook a ride with your thumb?
No.
Didn't think about that, did you?
They're Californians.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. I mean, we don't pick up hitchhikers. They definitely don't because of the I-5 killer and all of that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a long walk.
I remember we talked about it before, and you're like, it's like 5 miles. It's not 5 miles.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's nowhere near as long as what it seems. It's a long way, but nowhere near as long as what it seems when you're walking it.
And I kind of wonder if it feels like it's that long because of the elevation, because of the curve, or just because of the noises. Because it's got to be really loud.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. The cars are zooming past you, and then it's all exposed, so it's like straight up sun beating down on you, wind blowing on you. So it was not particularly warm that day. It wasn't cold, but between the breeze and the fucking yeah.
I almost made a very bad joke. Do you want to pause?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Anyways, you got to give me some next. You are kind of proud because that was totally racist.
Yeah.
And I don't ever do those.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
I don't. I'm an equal opportunity hater. Okay.
We hate everyone.
Hey. I don't hate anybody per se. Like I said, unless you're hurting animals or children. And yes, I understand how weird that sounds to some people. Do we have the same phone case?
No.
Wait, do we?
You fucking copied me.
No, I didn't. I just got on Amazon because I need a new case because my case fell apart. And this was the most recommended for Samsung.
Stop the copies me.
Oh my God.
You suck.
You swallow. That's how much I'm sitting here and I see this glint of silver and I'm like, how did my phone get over?
Yeah. I've had this case since I bought this phone.
I had this case since I ordered it on Amazon and it was the most recommended and the most affordable one.
Yeah.
But I didn't even notice that my cameras go a different way than yours.
Yeah, yours is a different phone, so you have different cameras.
What's a Samsung?
Mine's a fucking Google phone.
Oh, Google.
Google.
I know. I got it. You know, I got to get a new phone or I got to get more memory for a bigger memory card or something. I don't know.
Yep, you need a new phone.
But see, the thing is I just spent $10 on that phone case.
And?
So if I get a new phone now, I just wasted $10 and I can't stand that.
Okay.
You're like, I'm just saying.
You're going to need a new phone sooner or later anyway.
I will. But here's the problem is if I get a new phone, I'm on a grandfathered plan and it's super affordable.
Mm-hmm. Like
Consumer Cellular could beat that plan, but they can't beat the plan when you think about all the range I get, all the good stuff I get.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't want my plan to change.
Yeah, I've had the same plan for a long time, and yeah, it's grandfathered. Also, get new phones all the time.
Right. Well.
Although, I don't think I did get a new phone one time through them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago. That was probably like 15 years ago.
I mean, I probably could Google it. I just don't want a refurbished phone. I don't want. It's so weird. I don't like getting rid of my old phones, and I don't want somebody else's old phone because I don't want it to be where I'm the third owner of a phone and somebody else is a pedophile and they try to drag me into it and I'm gonna have to kill somebody. I don't want to have to do that. Look, my shoulders have been having problems lately with all the overwork I've been doing at work, and I don't think I have the energy to dig a gravesite because I'd have to kill a motherfucker. I just don't think I do. And I know your shoulder's not good enough for digging because you got your Michael Jackson thing going on today. Your shoulder's up.
Great considering what I did yesterday.
Yeah, maybe that's why it seems like it's stuck a little bit up.
No.
You got your thriller shoulder going on.
No.
I'm telling you, the left one is up at attention and the right one's like, yo, man, just chillax. Anyways, so what all did you do this weekend?
What did I do? I hung out with you.
Look, we both saw Agent Double H.
Yeah.
So it's not hanging out with me. Hi, Agent Double H. That's not hanging out with me. That's visiting with her.
And then I went over to my buddy Marlon's and helped him install a new fan/light in his dining room.
Nice.
So I was standing there with my hands above my head for 75 hours.
75 million hours.
As I rewired his shit. And, yeah.
Nice. But it's nice that you did that. because, it's always great when you have a group of friends and everybody knows a little bit something different about something.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can help each other. So it's always really good.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing tonight?
I might be going to a dinner party for a friend's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, friend.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Marlon.
Happy birthday to you.
And, well, he already had a birthday party, but I guess they're
I'm listening.
doing, because it was Saturday.
Yeah.
But his birthday is actually today, so he's going to dinner for the actual day.
Good. I hope you go.
Yeah.
I hope you go. I mean, I know you have work early in the morning at the ungodly hour of a.m., but
I actually wish it was earlier.
Why?
Because I'd prefer to be off earlier.
Yeah, but that means going to bed even earlier than you do.
I still got an hour of leeway, really. I could go to bed an hour later and it would be fine.
What are you going to do?
It would be fine still.
So what usually happens when the hours shift is you go in later. You're going to be fine, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Yeah. You're just going to pout about it.
I mean, usually that happens on Sundays, right? And I'm fucking off on Sunday, so it doesn't. By the next day, it's fine.
No. I'm talking about, so the way the budget works, everybody gets their hours cut in the fall.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be what everybody's telling me. That's one of the reasons why when she asked me what shift, how many hours a week I was willing to work, it's kind of where I stuck where I'm at, is to acclimate myself. So anything over that amount of hours I work in a week is bonus for me. Because my entire budget is based on working 32 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's like every other week I'm working 38 to 40 hours. But no, that's what everybody's been telling me. Like I don't know how true it is. I just know that there are people that have been there for like 2 years and they're saying, oh, once we get through Halloween, then we're going to be down to our part-time schedules. Because the only people who actually work full-time is the production house, generally, the production side of it, and I personally don't care. I think I think a lot of different things are going to happen and I don't really care. I'm just like, whatever. I know my partner wants to move. I don't think we're moving this year, but it was funny because we did discuss it this weekend with the visitors and they were just like, why don't you just move? I'm like, I don't want to be that. I love my family. I don't want to be that far away from my family. And I don't want to drive 45 minutes to work, know? And that's the thing. He's very specific. Like if you look at a map, right? And we're going to pretend I-5's our divider, right?
Okay.
I want to be here and he wants to be here.
Yeah.
And there only one place to meet in the middle would be a 50-minute drive to work no matter which way you went. And I'm like, and I said, I don't want a 45-minute to 50-minute drive to work. It's not worth it to me. It's why I work at the location I work at. It's why I'm there. I can only get one closer location, which I'm still thinking about. And my partner was just like, I don't want to drive 45 minutes to work. But, you don't. You drive about 20. Number one, most days you drive about 20. And number two, that's where you picked you wanted to work. I'm like willing to move 95% there. I just don't want to, I don't want to live over the river and through the woods. Not at this point. There are plenty of places near and around the area where I'd like to be that have a little bit of property to where we could do a little bit of farming. Yeah. And not like animal farming, not animal farming, like vegetable farming. That's what he would like to experiment with. Gardening, yeah. It's all farming though, But anyways.
Yeah. Fucking farmers.
Right. Could you imagine him in overalls?
Yeah.
Do you know for women they're called bibs? I learned that this weekend.
I mean, that's what the bib overall is, the one that's just doesn't have the sleeves, right?
Yeah. I've always known them as overalls my whole life. I saw an ad on TV and they were talking about this is the best place to buy bibs. Bibs for women apparently are coming back in hot and heavy. And they've got so many companies out there that are they're doing stretchy bibs and they're doing denim bibs and they're doing corduroy bibs. but I didn't know. I'm like, those are overalls. What the fuck? But apparently they're called bibs because they're bib overalls.
Yeah.
It's very specific because of the pockets or something. Apparently they're like, I don't know. I'm like, why would you would have pockets on overalls, period.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to have the pockets. That's the whole point of them is you've got a little pouch right there.
I mean, they got like pant pockets too. I always
They have cargo style bottoms and bibs too.
And wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's just you just add 2 more pockets. I always assumed that the purpose of bib overalls was to protect your shirt.
Oh.
Because that's like the non-bib overalls. That's the purpose of them too, right? Is to protect the clothing that you're wearing underneath.
Oh.
But with most people, they don't wear pants under their overalls.
Yeah.
Unless they're wearing those ones that like mechanics will be wearing the regular clothes under or whatever.
Right.
So I always just assumed that the purpose of the bib was to protect, just like an actual bib for babies, it's to protect your shirt.
Well, and I simply don't know because I remember growing up, my grandfather would only wear the bib overalls when he was doing certain things, like when he was doing carpenter work or when he was working on the roof. And I remember asking him why he didn't wear the bibs all the time, like when we went down to do the garden. And he was just like, I don't need to. The only time he would wear the bib overalls when we were in the garden was when we were planting because he could carry all the seeds in the pockets.
Yeah, it does have, because at that time, only the military used cargo pocket, basically. And so it does give you more pockets.
Yeah, it was just so interesting because I even have a picture of my grandfather, the last roof he ever roofed on my dad's side, my grandpa. My grandpa Wilbur, just such a wonderful name. Wilbur Clarence. Love that man. But he wore the bib overalls because he could keep the roofing shingle, the nails. He could keep the nails in one pocket and he could keep his measuring tape attached to it on one side, and then he had all the pencils he wanted on the other side. And then he had and he could hook he had the little hooky on the side of it for
the hammer.
A hammer hook. Yeah, I mean, so it's just like, yeah. And so what I noticed when I was doing some production work in the last couple work days I had, I'm like, what is going on with it's that time of year they're getting rid of their short bibs overalls and going to long bibs overalls. But we're seeing more and more come in. And it's like, they're coming back around hot and heavy. I put a pair out on Wednesday and they were sold within 2 hours. And I'm like, they were priced kind of high in my opinion, but the regular price on the brand is like $55 or something. So I'm like, well, okay, $15 I guess isn't that bad. It was like, and they were like, I would say they probably were maybe worn 5 or 6 times because they still had the original. It takes about 10 washings to get rid of, when they're packaged in vacuum seals, it takes about 10 washing to get rid of all the creases on it, unless you iron it. So anyways, I don't know, bibs are coming back around. Life's getting kind of weird, just is what it is. But I mean, like, exciting stuff, I guess. I've been running around teasing my partner for days now, and I'm so horrible about it. But anyways, I'll be glad when this wildfire smoke, when we're not surrounded. We're on 3/4. Oh, if you think about it, we live on the ring of fire. We're surrounded by fire all around us now.
Yeah.
We're never going to get out alive, but hey, hopefully we don't burn either. Well, the fire that's out by Mount Rainier went from being 200 acres. Now it's over 300 acres over the weekend. So, it's kind of scary that it's that fast moving. Same up in King County. The King Snohomish line's having the same problem. It's just going so fast. But anyways,
They got to go out there and rake them woods. That's what they do in Sweden.
Well, they were saying that Western Washington and Eastern Washington have very unique problems. They have opposite problems. How we control things in our desert regions, we can't do the same in our wet regions, which...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so you guys can't do a back ditch or whatever? You guys can't back burn? Like, I don't know.
Because I know that they will they'll basically cut a path and like bulldoze it. It's called a fire break.
Yeah.
They do that out here all the time.
Yeah, so I don't know why they're saying it's so much harder to control over here.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because there's a lot more stuff growing everywhere. So when it's dry, there's way more material to be burned.
Fair.
Than over in Eastern Washington. I mean, in general. I mean, there's some areas where it's not that different from here.
Yeah.
But those are relatively small areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like I want to get burned to death at any point in my life.
Nope, that was a shitty way to die.
Yeah, but
I'd much rather die falling out of an airplane. Golly, golly, what a horrible way to die.
Is that what you sang every time you went up to a jump?
No. It did get sung a lot, though.
Well, I mean, especially after that one guy, I imagine.
Actually, no, we didn't sing it after he died.
That's amazing because the military, we all, love each other and all that, and you guys all love each other and all that. And
or something like that.
But the dark humor is off. It's just on a whole new world.
Yeah. Gallows humor. Yes.
It was Friday night, coming home from work. And as I'm coming, there is a van. And I'm going, that's coming at and the guy behind me who pulled it behind me to turn behind me was on my bumper so far, like I couldn't even see their headlights. That's how close they were to my bumper. Mm. And I have a small vehicle and they had a small vehicle. So that really tells you how close they were. And so I tried to creep up a little bit as I see this van coming because I'm getting ready to try to hook it to the right. But there's a line of cars coming. I can't get out of my lane, but I'm trying to creep a little bit. And so the guy behind me can actually see me kind of with my, anyways, this van's coming at me and it's like, I go beep, beep. And the person behind me realizes what's happening. And they're like, beep. And then I started laughing. And my partner goes, somebody's getting ready to hit you head on where you're going to die. I have like 800 airbags. I'm not going to, I mean, it's not like they were zooming at freeway speeds. They literally was like, if I'd gotten to the stop and turn point 5 seconds earlier, I could have turned and I'd have never even seen any of it happen. Mm. But so my partner's just like, what's wrong with you? Why are you laughing at that? I'm like, if I don't laugh at shit in life, I'm always going to be angry and always going to be crying. So we're not going to do that. And I said, and I wasn't laughing at the fact that they almost hit me head on. I was laughing at the fact that they overcorrected so hard because they were obviously a drunk driver. They almost jumped the curb and hit a pole. And that's what I was laughing at. Instant karma. I don't laugh at shit that happens to me. I'm just like, ooh, thank the universe. Because I didn't feel like it was my time either. And, but I laugh at people who get instant karma.
Yeah.
I mean, they barely missed the pole, and it was over by our local Safeway. So it was one of the big concrete and metal poles.
Yeah.
So not like the wood poles that just break around here. Okay, we're talking about death to smoochy whack.
Yeah.
Laugh at instant karma because nobody believes in it, but then yet here it is. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the person behind me because I think they pooped a little bit. They were bouncing in their seat, like. I get that bounce when I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. But everybody was safe and sound. Pretty sure that van's wheel's not the same, but anyways. All right. Well, we got some stuff to get on to do, so we should probably get on to do it.
Yep.
So we should probably say goodbye to them.
Yeah.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe. And no more racist jokes, right?
Yeah.
You have to admit it was funny, though.
Any fucking
Anyways. Have a good day.
Later.
Bye. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here. And please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.